Network Entertainment.
Lance, Raven, and Angie, may tanong ako para sa inyo. Kung may babalikan kayo sa past ninyo, not necessarily tao, kahit object or event sa past ninyo, dahil gusto nyo pa ng more time with it, ano ito at bakit?
Pang-dabas
Ang bilis
agad
naman.
Oo.
Ganun na ganyan tanong.
Oo nga eh. Hello po. Andre po.
Raven. You go first.
Okay, kung may babalikan ako sa past na siguro yung time na mapag-isipan ko yung isasagot sa tanong na ito.
Impromptu.
Para,
Biglaan, no?
Oo, para sana mas substantial at mas nakaka-pinch ng hearts ang maisasagot ko. But alas, here we are, Char.
Siguro year 2022. And very personal lang siya na year sa akin. So, I wanna go back to that year.
Ikaw ba, Jacob? May babalikan ka?
Ako, babalikan. Ako college years ko.
College pa tayo
We just ended
Oh, well.
it. Oo. So yeah, college years.
Ako?
How about you?
Parang wala.
Bakit?
Wow.
Hindi kasi parang you live in the present and not the past. Diba? Kaya kailangan, parang ang hirap din maglagay ng regrets kasi at least you had this moment. Promo agad.
Wow, promo.
agad.
Nakasingit, naka 1 point na si Lance. Ayan. At hello to everyone all over the world. Magkakasama na naman tayo sa isang gabing puno ng kwentuhan, tawanan at bardagulan. Ito pa rin ang Ganito Kasi Yan.
Powered by the Pod Network.
At kasama niyo pa rin ang inyong podcaster by day, hindi na kraming atenista by night. It's your boy, Jacob.
At ako pa rin yung striving scholar ng Rizal na sana sumakses lang lagi. Ako lang to, si Lance Arevada. At for this episode, makakasama natin ang cast ng latest short film ng SBSG Pictures na at least we had this moment. Sino nga ba sila, Jacob?
Ito na nga, kasama natin si Andre Miguel and Raven Rigor.
Hi guys.
Welcome back, Raven, and welcome,
Yeah.
Andre.
Hi, guys.
Sa aming munting podcast.
Hello po.
So, kumusta naman ang weather natin these days? Kasi parehas sila daw nag-move it.
Yeah.
Oh, yan.
Yeah.
Kaya, light colors kami today. Kasi,
Oo.
napakainit.
Oo, grabe
Sobrang
din yung
init.
grabe yung init and grabe yung parang ingay sa kalye. Na parang yun din talaga yung meron sa film. No, at least we had this moment. 2 points.
2 points.
2 points. 2
Keep up,
points.
Jacob.
Okay.
Pero yun din, since this is like thematic prequel to ng Please Remember This Night, and then I assume na parang marami nag-aabang sa inyo sa film. So siguro, more of icebreaker question bago tayo pumunta sa tugon po. What made you say yes to this project?
Ako, what made me say yes to this project was kasi nagka-work na kami before ni Joshua De Vera, our director,
Yes.
for his debut film which is Please Remember This Night. Tapos, every now and then, naging friends kasi kami after that. So, minsan lumalabas kami, kwentuhan about film, about life. And then one time, may pinipitch ang kwento sa akin about reclaiming third spaces. Tapos, hindi ko naman alam na later on, biglang pinitch niya na lang sa akin na, ikaw na yung iniisip ko nung sinusulat ko to ah. So, paano pa ba naman ako tatanggi doon? So, parang, yes, let's do it.
How about you, Raven?
What made me say? Kasi it's a good project and dream ko talaga magkaroon ng film. And siguro may ever since meron na talaga akong thing about urine core, yung ganon, yung cinema na ganon, yung parang mga pelikulang ganon. So, nung in-assure sa akin, when I auditioned, sabi ko, kailangan ko to makuha. Yeah, yun.
At least.
Wow.
At pwede pa natin pag-usapan later on.
Oo.
At sa special project na to. Pero bago muna yan, may sasagutin muna tayong sigurong yearn core din na topic at letter dito sa ating segment na
Tugon po.
Sana ba yung tugon po, Jacob?
This is our segment dito sa GKY kung saan sasagutin natin ang mga tanong or letters na pinadala ng ating mga
Letter
letter
sender.
senders. At kung gusto niyo magpadala ng liham, you can send it at tinyurl.com/GKY tugon mo. Or nasa description box sa baba.
Yes. At yung letter natin ngayon, parang pinamaganda siyang, at least we had this love.
Wow!
So tapos na, wala na.
Tingnan natin
Tingnan natin.
kung meron pa nga ba. At dahil dyan, handa na ba kayo, Andre Raven,
Yes.
sa letter natin?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, Joe Jacob.
Hi, Jacob, Lance, Andre, and Raven. I'm writing this letter at 12:51. Well, binabasa namin siya at 1:07. Just before the year comes to an end. So, ano siya?
Tagal na. Parang New Year's resolution
Oo,
na.
New Year siya sinulat. Sorry, hindi na namin nabasa. It's been 3 years and I still live in the what ifs. I'm listening to The Apartment We Won't Share and I'm thinking of him.
Lakas mo ka relapse?
Wow. He was an ex that lasted for 2 years. It was great till it wasn't, like I tell my friends. When it's great, it's so great. When it's bad, it's so bad. Oh. Parang nasa ano lang siya. The other ends of the mood
Parang may ups and
spectrum.
downs.
Oo. Parang pag it's ano.
Parang extremes.
tas-
Bipolar na relationship. No offense sa mga
But I can't help thinking what life could have been. What if we were still together? We would have been 5 years now, and I'm the one he's bringing to his family dinners, and my family was excited to meet him before it all came crashing down. We had a lot of plans, the apartment we never shared, the 3 children we both wanted to have, going home to him each day, like was so perfect. Life was so perfect on how I imagine it. Now what happened? I don't know where to start, but life now is far from where I thought it would be. But this is where I am, alone, still in love, yearning for him.
Grabe.
At dahil dyan, Andre.
O parang
Or-
gusto mo na natin paunahin mo na ako.
O sige. Lance, tugon po.
Yearning is something that not out of guard. Cut off guard. Yearning is something that you know it's lasting. But English pa ako, pero hindi mo naman sure if like may pangahawakan ka pa ba sa past kasi nga live in the present. Jacob, tugon po.
Ang masasabi ko na lang dyan, smile because it happened.
Parang
Di ba,
don't smile
ay-
because it's happened, cry because it's over.
Oo, pinalitan na ni Sabrina
Oo nga
Carpenter.
eh. Para sa
Basta something. Oo, yun. Basta nangyari siya. So at least you had those memories to share and look back to.
yes.
Hindi naman natin mababalikan na yun.
Kaya nga.
Raven, tugon po.
Ano yung pinakatanong? Sorry.
Yun nga eh. Parang it's about yearning in general eh.
Na hindi pa siya
Oo.
na-move on. Yearning is proof na it was real. Na something happened and totoo siya. And for once in your life, it happened. And you should allow yourself to feel. Hindi kasi siya parang, wala naman siyang deadline. And, I mean, to be honest, 3 years is too long. Tagal nun. Hindi ka pa rin naka-move on. That's medyo crazy yun. Pero, sino ba makapagsabi sa'yo how you should feel kundi sarili mo? So, I think yearning, it doesn't always mean you wanna go back to the past. Sure, mag-iisip ka na may what ifs. Mag-iisip mo na yung what could have been. Pero, doesn't always mean you wanna go back. So, as long as hindi mo piniprevent yung sarili mo from having a better future for yourself, and hindi siya detrimental to the point na nababaliw ka na hindi ka na maka-move forward because hinohold back ka ng past mo, tapos yung other person is very okay na, I think it comes to a point na dapat you should choose yourself. And, you know, it's okay from time to time, sige, umiyak ka sa songs na yan, di ba? Yung mga kanta nyo, iyakan mo, but eventually you should learn to really and slowly let go. Yun lang.
Okay, tapos na yung letter. Next segment na tayo.
Ayun. Ano pa lang ba yun?
Okay lang. Andre, tugon po.
I think gusto ko mag-piggyback sa lahat ng sinabi nyo. Of course, process your grief dahil may namatay na relasyon eh. So, kailangan mo yung ipagluksa. Pero at the same time, kailangan mo ring i-celebrate yung naging relationship nyo and the people you've become because of that relationship. And I think ang gusto ko lang din talagang itugon, redirect your yearning because life is redirecting you. So instead of yearning for the person or the idea of the person that you once loved, how about yearning for the person na you are becoming?
Gets.
So maging excited ka sa sino ako pagkatapos ng relasyong to? Sino yung next version ng sarili ko? Ganun.
Yan. Talaga it's very yearning core. Itong itong letter natin. And since we're on the topic nga nung pagde-deal with and redirections like what you've mentioned, parang kayo ba? Like, how do you deal with like, pag hypothetically may nag-end na gantong genuine kind of love sa isang tao, and then parang naglilinger nga pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. Do you think parang acceptable pa yung like gantong katagal din na paglilinger ng love na that's 3 years na eh? Or is it something na parang nasa may border na ng delusional?
Sa tingin ko, sabi nga ni Raven kanina, wala naman deadline yung feelings natin eh. Kanya-kanya kasi tayong pace sa kung paano tayo nagpa-process ng mga bagay-bagay. So, baka yung itong yearning na ito na nararamdaman mo 5 years later, 10 years later, feeling ko mga lata kasi yan ng mga magagandang bagay, magagandang memories na nangyari sa'yo. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Siguro, pwede mo siyang i-address kapag nahihirapan ka mag-function sa day-to-day activities mo dahil nasa stuck ka doon. Pero yearning about it and kind of reliving it in your head every once in a while, I think it's pretty normal.
Ito normal naman. Ikaw ba, Raven?
Siguro, napansin ko lang na we live in a generation na, kumbaga after a breakup, nag-resort tayo agad sa dating apps. And not that I do it. I don't do it. Pero yung generation natin, na dahil laging available yung mga dating apps, going out, partying, doing everything in order to move on, nawawala yung essence ng, not all breakups are bad, pero some are supposed to teach you a lesson na bakit we are not sitting with our feelings, with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our pain, bago tayo mag-resort sa, I wanna jump to the next relationship. Parang, I feel like, yung nga, generation natin very, gusto natin instant na band-aid solution sa ganito. Nasaktan tayo, band-aid, mag-revenge ako, mag-glow up ako. So, I think, when a relationship ends, we are so caught up na wag makaramdam, maging numb. I think a lot of our friends, it's easy for them to say na, okay lang yan, kaya mo yan, maka-move on ka, nandito kami, hindi naman siya ganito. Alam mo yun, stuff like that, para maka-move on ka. Pero, siguro personally sa akin, when I heal, ang pinakailangan ko is to really feel it and to sit with my thoughts na, it happened and masakit siya. Okay, again, yung mga nag-resort to other solutions na ganun, fine. Nakakatulong yan actually. May benefit yun. But how do you deal with it pag genuine yung love? How do you deal with it pag wala kang ibang masisi? Kung hindi, it just has to end. Walang mistakes or hindi kayo incompatible or how do you deal with it pag genuine siya? Tapos,
Di talaga
kailangan lang
nag-work.
mag-end. That's when you have to feel it. So, yung 3 years na yun, lalo kung mahal nyo talaga isa't isa pero hindi kayo tama for each other, I think short time pa nga yun eh. Short time siya in a way na if you permit yourself to yearn, to remember, short yun. Kasi I feel like if you love someone, you can't unlove them instantly. You can't, I'm a firm believer na you can't unlove them pag mahal na mahal mo sila. Even after 10 years. That love will remain. So, you just have to learn how to live with it. The loss, the grief na nawala yun. And you can always allow yourself to move on, to find a new love. Pero, somehow, kept siya in a box, it will remain there. Hindi mo kailangan mag-act on it na hindi kailangan, beg ako na bumalik siya, hindi. But you have to, acknowledge na it's always there sa heart mo. But it will be
Iba yung
okay.
reality mo.
Yeah,
ngayon.
iba na yung ngayon. So, yun.
But
Yun yung
it's always going to exist
yes.
in the past.
Yes.
Parang napaka fast-paced din kasi ngayon ng generation natin na lagi nga may sinabi mo nga, mga options na marami ring available ngayon.
Pero no offense din sa mga
Oo.
ganun yung process nila. Like, they
Oo
go
naman.
immediately to dating or they go to their friends. Pero, if it really helps them, go. Pero if they're doing it to escape the way they are feeling, yun, ibang usapan yun. I think very crucial yun. Yung sinabi ni Raven, you have to sit with your feelings in order to process this loss.
I agree. And I agree dun sa sinabi ni Raven about yung love na it will always remain. Kasi it's still a part of you eh. Natatabunan lang siya or maybe other people will come in the picture. Pero you still have that love for that same person. Parang it's still not, it's siguro nababawasan or parang na tatabunan siya ng other aspects or other people that come into play. But it will still be a part of you. Pero siguro yung next kong question sa inyo is, now na may ganito siyang yearning or ganito siyang comparison na eto sana yung life ko, how should you handle yung mga comparisons na eto sana yung life ko right now if not only this happened?
Go first.
Ang hirap nung ganyan, no? Although, I think lahat tayo at some point in our lives, iniisip natin, kung ito sana yung pinili ko, ganito, ganyan, no? Tanga-tanga mo kasi. Yung ganyan. Pero, siguro unahin natin yung, let's be kinder to ourselves, to our past selves, na hindi ka tanga. At the time, I'm sure, pinili mo yung decision mo na yon, kung ano man yan, because it was the best decision for you at the time. Or madami kasing factors. And unfortunately, we can't change that. And we have to live with the outcomes of our choices. Good man yan or bad. But, siguro, ano yung question? Anong masasabi natin sa kanila? Nalito na
Like yung
ako.
magka-compare.
Oo.
Magko-compare. Kung i-compare mo na ganito sana buhay ko, so this idea of the life that you want, compared sa buhay mo ngayon. Eh, bakit hindi na ba possibility yung idealized life mo na yun?
Totoo.
Di ba? Kasi pwedeng hindi mo siya nakuha right now. Pero hindi naman nagsara ever yung door para dito sa whatever you are yearning for or the life you are yearning for. And it's still a possibility. And I think maganda rin or makaka-help na i-reframe natin yung pagtanaw natin sa buhay natin ngayon na instead of ito kasing pangit, ito yung ganito, ito yung hindi nagwo-work out. Why? What's so wrong with the life you are living right now? What if we appreciate the things that are working out, that will lead us to that thing we are yearning for sana? So I think mas nando doon kung lima nagko-compare. At lalo, I remember this quote na sinasabi na comparison is the thief of joy. So, parang, and I'm sure madami rin makaka-relate dyan na whatever good thing that happens to your life, ang dali niyang sirain, ang dali niyang malaitin tuwing papasok itong idea of comparison sa
Yung iba
utak
naman,
natin.
kung siya yun, kung kami sana.
Oo. Parang, hindi. But, it's not so bad who you are right now. And it can be better. It can always be better.
Grabe. Ang comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Google na lang natin kung sino nagsabi. Sorry, guys.
Ikaw, Raven.
Okay, so I think polar opposites kami ni Andre sa opinion namin doon. Kasi kung ilalapag ko, and if I'm gonna be honest, I'm a very negative person. Hindi ako nakaka-recover agad when pag finigda ko ng positivity. Aminin ko, it's just me. Ako yun na how I deal with my emotions, how I deal with my problems. Negative ako. Iiyakan ko, magagalit ako, and talagang magdadabog ako. But not violent. In a way lang na parang negative ako, and after that, para saan yun? Ba't ako naging negative? And I think it's vital for me. Kasi I think yung pinakatakot ako na maramdaman sa life is yung loss of an imagined future. Siguro, I like yearning. I like watching movies na may yearning. Pero ayoko mag-yearn. Kasi ayoko bumabalik sa time na maybe I could have done better. If I did things differently, baka mamaya yung outcome na gusto ko nasa harapan ko ngayon. So takot ako sa ganun, yung loss ng future na gusto ko. But, to make it short, siguro, you have to really accept na not everything is gonna go your way. And, tsaka siguro, in terms of relationships, na very common sa generation natin, hindi ako naniniwala na there's zero chances pagdating sa, for example, two people, they break up. Zero chance na yun. Wala, hindi magkakabalikan. So, di ba? Kasi, in reality, hindi siya impossible eh. If two people are willing to fix it, magiging okay yan. As long as there's, after that, let's say, nag-break sila, then, syempre, nag-live sila individually. May growth. Sila pareho. And they see the relationship in a new light. Then, I think may chance palagi. So, I think yung comparison, it actually fuels you to do better for yourself. I think, ito yung gusto ko dati for us. Pero bakit hindi nag-work? Maybe because I have to work on something sa sarili ko.
Ang ganda nga niya. Kapag naging objective ka, tapos ginagamit mo siyang points for assessment
Yeah.
ng life choices.
Parang yung you would step back.
Yeah.
Parang pag mas okay na kayo individually, then you can give it another shot. Pero sa akin lang naman yun. And hindi naman, I hope makatulong sa letter sender. Kung ano.
Although mahirap pag baka may iba na yung ano.
Tsaka 3 years na rin.
Actually,
Ang dami na
kung
nangyari.
yun doon mo naiiwan na if it's meant to be, it will be. Kasi kung may iba na, hindi ka naman para
Hindi tayo para manira ng relasyon.
Hindi
ng
na para
iba.
mag-medal
Hindi na
sa
para
kanila.
ano. Oo,
Pero
ano.
if, di ba, inallow ng universe, why not? Diba?
Lagi naman may possibility.
Tsaka, pag may iba na, doon na talaga papasok yung, hindi talaga kayo meant for each other. Parang wala ka na magagawa doon eh. Yun na yung parang, wala na to, it is beyond my control. Hindi ko na to problema. So you have to, hindi mo na yung problema.
Parang
Kung may iba
nagpapaka-sad boy ka na lang if alam mong may iba na yung person tapos pinipilit mo pa. Like, sana tayo yun. Parang, it's not something na healthy na for me.
Tsaka pag when two people break up, syempre yung parang you don't have to blame yourself for it na sayang, ganito sana. May reach talaga siyang point. So, just be happy na yung person na yun, nahanap niyo siguro yung for them.
Tama.
Hindi, kahit pa ikaw na yung pinaka-perfect dyan, if hindi kayo meant for each other, it won't work. Yun yung naniniwala ko.
Totoo.
Kasi yung pagiging perfect for each other, hindi rin naman yan absolute eh. Diba?
Oo.
Pwedeng perfect kayo for each other now. At this particular moment, this particular time. Pero who knows next week? Who knows next month?
Or sa
Who
next chapter ng life.
Yes. At lagi tayong nag-grow, nag-evolve, nag-iiba-iba yung mga chapters na pinupuntahan natin in life. Tsaka,
Yun. Yun.
Tsaka may sinabi din si Raven tungkol sa pagbe-blame sa sarili. Na parang it's not just you in the relationship eh. It's also the other person. Kahit sabihin mong perfect ka, kung yung other person, hindi din siya nagme-make ng effort or parang hindi din kayo nag-a-align para mapag-work yung relationship nyo. Minsan hindi din talaga mangyayari yung life na hinahanap mo kasi wala din eh. Parehas din, dapat both din kayong getting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
At yun na nga, siguro for our last question dito sa letter natin na to, oras na ba na ngayon para mag-move on na si letter sender? Or feeling nyo ay deserve niya pa rin naman yung time na mag-yearn pa dito sa ex niyang 3 years na and baka papunta ng 4 na siguro.
napunta ng 4 kasi nga, no, ano
Kasi
pa
noong
to?
December pa to eh. Anong buwan na ngayon? Papunta ng May.
Oh my God.
So,
Walang
halfway through the
judgment to
year.
letter sender. We love you. And kung ano man sasabihin namin dito, it comes from a place of love.
Oo. Tsaka, hindi. Not gonna lie, 4 years, 3 years, ang tagal. Oh no.
Parang
Hala, pag ako'y
masyadong
may
ano
iyak
eh.
ako. Iyak talaga ako pag ako yun. 3 taon na.
Parang di pa nakagraduate.
Paano, di ka pa hindi ka nag-graduate, Carson.
Oo, Carson pala.
Grabe ka. Paano
Pero yung
yun? How
breakup
does
nila
that work, no?
gagraduate na.
Oo.
Kasi 4 years.
Pogo 4 years na eh. Parang masyado na siya matagal for
If
me.
kayo, 4 years na, hindi pa naka-move on, paano mo i-deal? Paano niyo i-deal?
Parang sampal na lang sa sarili mo yun eh.
Yeah.
Parang sige gets, kung
Grabe.
mag-yearn ka like from time to time, sana kami yan. Pero like if talagang kunwari if you would meet other people, tas yung ex pa rin na isip mo, parang masyado ng yun, masyado ng torture.
Oo.
Parang ikaw na rin pinapahirapan mo na rin sarili mo eh.
Okay.
Parang ikaw,
kinukulong mo.
Oo. Tsaka parang ikaw din mismo, kailangan you make the deliberate effort para ilayo yung sarili mo sa mga thoughts na yon. Kasi ikaw din naman, yun yung gusto mo for yourself, na mag-grow ka outside of that relationship, mag-grow ka outside of that person. Kasi 4 na taon, ang dami na siguro nangyari dun sa taong yun. Tapos ikaw, parang stuck ka pa rin.
Gets. Kayo balik. Kung kayo nun, makaka-move on ba kayo? Or like, feeling nyo nandun talaga kayo sa pagkakulong sa yearning phase?
I think I'm the type. Kaya parang concerned ako. I think kung nag-love ako ng ganun, I'm the type na hindi ako maka-move on ng 4 na taon. Like, pasensyaan. Talagang
5 years sila,
hindi ako mag-move on kung talagang
2 years.
Pero kasi, kung kukontrahin ko yung sinabi ko kanina, darating ka din sa point na, di ba, parang sabihin ko na, you have to feel it. Yes, you have to feel it. Pero, ako lang to, 4 years is matagal. So, doon ka na magta-try ka na ng other ways to cope. Siguro, yung pinaka-accessible nga is dating. Try mo na. If it still doesn't work, hindi ko na alam. Kasi, hindi nakikita ko kasi...
Sabi niya kanina, huwag ka muna makipag-date.
Huwag ka muna makipag-date ng kunwari 1 buwan or few weeks pa lang or kahit 1 taon, sige, ikaw muna.
Pero 4 years na.
Pero 4 years.
Kumbaga, pwede na.
Oh. Hindi. Hindi. Siguro, iba yung may concern ako kasi parang ganun ako. So, nakita ko yung sarili ko na hindi ako maka-move on pag ganun. Kaya, pero siguro, yun nga, try to have a hobby. Na,
Happy na mag-year.
Na makipag-date.
Parang touch grass lang.
A hobby of dating.
Happy of
Hindi hobby of date.
Daydreaming ng
hobby ang dating app.
Pag-hiking.
Swipe.
Ooh.
Pwede. Kaya mo
I
makamove on.
support.
Ikaw, Andy,
Iba
kaya
kasi
mo
yung take ko sa
move on.
dating apps. So parang, urine core. Sige, go ikaw.
Ano name niya?
Nakalimutan.
Hindi ka-
Letter sender.
Letter
Oo
sender.
nga, anonymous. Letter sender. Well, una sa lahat, hindi kita sasabihan kung anong mas makakabuti sa'yo or kung anong dapat mong gawin. Ang tanong ko kasi lagi kapag sa mga ganito, humihingi ng advice sa akin, una lagi kong tinatanong, ano bang gusto mong gawin? Ano ba talaga gusto mo muna mangyari? Kasi kahit ano sabihin ko sa'yo, kahit anong isuggest namin sa'yo, ang gagawin mo lang din talaga kung ano yung nagre-resonate sa'yo. Ngayon, kung ayaw mo pa mag-move on, I think ang question dyan is why? Bakit hindi pa ba tayo nakaka-move on? What are we holding on to? At sinabi nga niya sa letter niya kanina, may mga things kasi sila na hindi pa nagawa, na ang ganda sana. And I think, yun yung malalim na pinaguhugutan lagi ng mga kasayangan natin sa buhay. Kasi hindi natin to na-achieve. Hindi natin to nagawa na. Ang ganda sana. So, kung may ma-advise ako to address that, ayun pala yung number 1, sorry. You sit with your feelings. Bakit hindi ka pa nakaka-move on? Ano ba itong mga kakulangan na ito within yourself na hinahanap mo dun sa relationship na iyon, na tapos na? So kung ito, yung mga bagay na hindi nyo nagawa, maybe try doing it alone. Kung halimbawa, pero paano nga na, yung ipakilala siya sa parents? Pakilala ka sa parents mo?
Mahirap.
Pwede. Pakilala mo yung
Friend.
Hindi, yung sarili mo. Ito na, ito na ako. Ito na yung mga hobbies. Because you know what? yung pag-grow sa isang relationship, hindi lang naman yan sa romantic relationships eh. Nag-grow din naman yung relationships natin with friends, with parents, with kung ano man yung mga relasyon sa mga tao sa paligid natin. So, bakit hindi mo i-reintroduce sa parents mo yung
Sarili
latest
mo.
version ng ikaw, yung sarili mo. 'Di ba? Tapos, yung look inwards ba, na the past 4 years, naging sino ba ako? Sino ba ako after nating dalawa? And is it time to move on? Although, it's a good indicator kasi tinatanong niya na eh. 'Di ba ngayon na, is it time after 4 years, is it time? Hindi ko sasabihin mahaba yan. Kami pwede namin sabihin yun, I guess. Kasi hindi naman kami nasa relasyon mo eh. Pero if it's still not enough time for you, go, take your time. Pero sana, when you do take your time, really sit with yourself and with your heart. And
Yes.
slowly natin punuan yung mga pagkukulang na yan.
Yes. Grabe naman ang mga meaningful advices ng ating guest. And dahil sinabi mo yung, kumbaga laging, hindi naman sa lahat ng pagkakataon may perfect timing. Like, pwede ngayon, perfect, bukas hindi. Pero parang perfect timing ngayon sa pagpapakilala nga ng at least we had this moment.
Right.
Oy! And since yun nga,
Number 3.
yung perfect timing nga din, parang yun nga din yung I think yung common theme, or at least parang may mga pinapagtagpong tao at a certain point in our lives, in their lives, and yun yung parang nakilala SPSG Pictures sa like Karen Corn Films. Nauna nga yung Please Remember This Moment, and ngayon nga
Night.
sorry naman
Mash
narito.
up.
Mash
Why
up.
not?
Please remember this night. At ngayon, at least we had this moment. So siguro, since kanina rin natin binabanggit tong yearning na to, what is yearning for you ba? Like, is it something na nung narinig nyo, ay ano yan? Or is it something na naranasan nyo at one point in your lives?
Parents, this is your cheat code to understanding your gamer kid. This is Keri Kita, Guide for Non-Gamer Parents. I'm Ray.
And I'm Joey. Hardcore gamers, hardcore parents. Let's learn from each other. Dito,
Keri Kita!
May binabalikan na si Raven.
Oo, may mga parang,
Uy! Hindi. Ikaw na.
the yearning
Oh,
begins.
my
May picture album ata silang inaalala sa utak. Or
Oo nga
parang
eh.
book.
Siguro naisip ko, I might be wrong. Yearning, kung it's a feeling, yearning for me sa sudden ache sa chest. And masasabi kong different siya from missing. I think missing kasi you can say, personal definition ko, na missing someone, pwedeng loud yon. You can tell other people na namimiss mo sila, namimiss mo yung tao na to. Or you can, like, sa sarili mo lang. Pero I think yearning is more quiet. Parang mas silent siya in a way na masakit. May ache siya na alam mong naglilinger siya and nag-hit yun on a random day. At least for me, hindi siya yung parang pag may namimiss akong bagay or tao, namimiss ko for a long time, namimiss ko ganun. Pero yung yearning sa akin, parang bigla na lang siya mag-hit nang hindi ko ini-expect. And it's may kirot. So, yearning is may hinanap ka na nasa past na and you want it, but you're yearning for it kasi hindi siya madaling mabalik. So, yun sa akin.
Malalim yung hugot.
I think baliktad nga rin talaga tayo. Kasi ang ni-yearn ko naman, ang idea ko naman ng yearning, kung sa kanya yung sakit niya galing from the past, yung lalim niya from the past. Ako mas nandun sa in the future na I am yearning, yung parang to want something but much deeper. So if it's something that you've lost, that you yearn for, I'm imagining yearning as something that isn't present in your life yet.
Di ba siya manifesting?
No, pwede. Pero yung yearn is, I feel like it's really to want on another level na pwedeng it could be hurtful somehow inside because it's not present in your life eh. Pero you want it so badly and it's so clear in your head and you can imagine a life that you'd have kapag meron yun sa buhay mo.
Okay ba?
Ang ganda ng opposite kasi yung kay Andre, parang something that you don't have pa. Parang kay Raven naman,
Something
someone
you
you
had.
lost.
Gets. Pero ako parang ayoko yung feeling ng yearning in general.
Why?
I mean, kasi
Tigil na
pares
natin
kami ni
to.
Raven eh.
Oo.
Na parang if like something in the past siya. Parang sa akin kasi, yearning is the consequence of probably, I don't know, wrong decisions, wrong timing. That's something that led you to that moment na hanap-hanapin yung past. So I don't want to resort to that emotion na parang mag-yearn for, na as much as possible, kung ano yung meron ako, like I'd value it and I'd protect it and treasure it too much so that I could continue to have it rather than bigla siyang mawala and mag-yearn pa.
Kaya may iba-iba kayong definition.
Oo,
Pero
ikaw
siguro,
ba?
may tatanong na ako
Ikaw.
Hindi, ito yung gusto kong tanungin. Ay, iba't iba yung understanding or definition yun ng yearning. Pero is this something na like concept pa lang siya for you or is this something that you have experienced in the past?
Or in the future.
Or in the future. Pwede ka muna. Ano muna ang definition mo ba ng yearning?
Mag-isipin mo muna sila.
Oo nga, sige. For me, yearning is actually it's a kind of wanting something.
Teammates.
Oo. Parang hindi din ako sure if it's something you lost or something it can be something you wanted pero hindi mo pa nakukuha. Na parang nanggigigil kang makuha yung dream mo na yon. Or parang yung isang bagay na ano.
No?
Pwede.
Di ba, ang sweet kaya makarinig ng I yearn for you. Oh,
Ay. Oo.
Para na
I'm
pala
yearning
kasong
for you.
pwede mo.
Ganon.
Wala.
May ini-yearn ka ba ngayon?
Wala.
Sure?
Wala.
Okay, wala.
Ikaw ba?
Ay, wala. Ayoko nga
Biglang
nang
ganun
nag-yearn ako eh.
Oo.
Kasi
Ba't
like,
napatanong ka? Feeling ko meron.
ako, yearning? Wala.
May ni-yearn ka ngayon? Wala.
Wala.
Talaga
Hindi na
ba?
kailangan eh.
Ay! Ay! Happy siya.
Oo, kaya...
Kayo
ayun.
ba?
Ayan.
From your experience,
Well, yun
nag-year
yun
na ba
ba kayo
kayo?
ngayon?
Or ano?
Oh, back to you. Pwede namang hindi. Pwede namang
Hindi siya.
concept, bagay,
Oo.
dream, tao. Hindi naman kailangan specify.
Hindi
Ito kung
kailangan.
meron lang or wala.
Yeah.
Ikaw, meron? Na back to you
Wala,
tayo.
wala
dun.
nangyari sa tanong.
Oo nga eh.
Oo nga eh.
Oo nga eh. So siguro, balik tayo dito sa pelikula. Parang siguro kay Andre muna. Since, ito yung first time, hindi ito yung first time mo, na parang, I remember dun sa Please Remember This Night. Again, yung comments kasi na, you're very the dreamy guy there. And then parang, ito na naman, Yearncore na naman siya in a sense, na parang, when we watch the preview na parang, okay, same emotions to, and like, very dreamy na naman ulit yung parang yung scene, yung theme, like yung interaction ng cast and all. How do you portray ba yung ganong klaseng pagka-dreamy or romantic vulnerability? Na parang kuwang-kuwa mo kami, nanonood kami.
Talaga?
Oo.
Dito ba- Dreamy ba ako sa pelikula natin?
Actually, parehas kayo.
Kanal nga ako doon. Ito ang dreamy doon.
Parehas kayo in a sense.
Grabe.
Mas ano lang siya yung aircon na dream. Kanal na dream.
Hindi na to.
Kanal na dream. Sabi mo kasi kanal ka, oh.
Oo.
Oh. Parang, hindi, kalye.
Kalye, yes. Kasi Kalye Escolta.
Yes.
Hey.
So, paano mo yun na po-portray?
Hindi ko alam kung paano sasagutin yung paano na po-portray ang dreaminess. Pero I think pwede kong sagutin yung kung paano ko ina-approach yung portrayal ng romantic, did you describe it? Sorry, ng romantic
Romantic vulnerability.
Romantic
Wow.
vulnerability. Wow.
Spell.
Oh.
Next question.
Pronounce. To be romantically vulnerable. Oh my God. Ang approach ko kapag kailangan maging romantically vulnerable always is to allow my heart to feel and to take in my scene partners always. If ang pangangailangan sa isang eksena or sa isang storya ay maging romantically invested ang isang character, explicit man or not, if alam ko na yun yung internal ng character ko, what I would do is, I think I find something that I really like sa other person, and then if it needs to go deeper, I can heighten it here. Pero always is really listening and really taking in the other person and letting them affect me. Yun yung nagbubukas para sa pagkakataon maging vulnerable ka in a romantic sense.
Gets. Parang talagang you would let in. Kasi parang
Internalize.
talaga.
Inisip ko kung ano yung term kanina. Medyo na ano ko eh.
Parang hinihumanize mo yung character na way na it would be you.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, hindi rin naman mahirap maintindihan yung puso ni Vince or ni Tristan. These are people who have things that they yearn for. And I think Andre as a person has things that he yearns for, or things that he wants, things that he's lost. So, ninahanap lang natin yung shared grounds, and then yung shared feelings. And then, letting the other person at the moment trigger those.
Figure those na lang talaga. Gets? Parang dun talaga sa pagpe-personify and sa pag-trigger, talagang makikita mo kasi genuine talaga siya, lalo sa camera.
And thank you for triggering me.
Wow.
Wow.
And speaking of, since sabi mo is one of your ways na ginagamit pang internalize is like you find something interesting about your scene partner. So what is something naman na nakita mo kay Raven?
Hands down his eyes. Ang ganda kaya ng mata niya.
Paras kayong dreamy yung eyes.
Actually.
Grabe. Like, if you see, thank you. I'll take that. Pero, yeah, one of the first, like, no auditions pa lang namin. Ang kinakapitan ko, kasi hindi pa naman din fully mastered ni Raven nun yung script dahil nga audition, side script pa lang siya. Ang sobrang kinapitan ko nun yung eyes niya. So, that's one of the things.
Gets? And parang nag-translate din siya on sa chemistry yung dalawa dun sa film. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And kay Raven naman, ilang beses ka na namin napanood sa Beach Bros, sa Dirty Linen, and a lot more series. Pero paano naiiba yung pinakita mong emotional depth, yung ano mang bago na pinakita mo dito sa project na to, na at least we had this moment.
Siyempre may credit din naman how I grew as an actor. I'm still growing because of those shows. Na love ko yung mga shows na yun. And talagang nasabak talaga ako sa intense na emotions na I thought I didn't have. And magkaiba kasi yung characters ko dun. So, iba yung ni-require. So far, at least we had this moment. I think nag-iba siya. May nag-shift kasi because of my real life experiences na din. Na yun yung naging baon ko para mas maging strong yung character ko and how I portray it. Hindi kasi ako yung type na very emotional ako pero hindi ko nalalabas. That's why I had a hard time. I still have a hard time ilabas siya sa screen.
Yung vulnerability.
Yung paano ba ako umiyak? Kasi I feel like I'm an ugly crier ako.
Same.
So, yun dun po pasok kong conscious ako. Pero kumbaga feeling ko, pangit ako umiyak. Feeling ko, ganito ba yung tamang magalit? Ganito ba yung magugustuhan ng audience na tamang galit? So parang, it was easier. Siyempre may restraint pa rin ako, aminin ko. Kasi I'm still. Pero din sa pelikula, parang I feel like binaon ko yung mga naranasan ko. And it was so much different pala pag na-accept mo sarili mo na you have these emotions. And pwede mo to ilabas for the world to see. So, yun. Yun lang po.
Grabe. Pero since nabanggit ni Andre kanina regarding yung pagbibuild niya ng chemistry, ikaw naman, Raven, since marami ka rin naman naka-work na, naka-partner, how do you work on like building that chemistry or establishing that connection with your scene partners?
Parang romantic man na scenes or kumbaga parang nanay ko man or kapatid ko. Madalas kailangan ko ng conversation bago yung scenes. Kailangan ko ng connection. Kasi nako-conscious ako. I mean, kung nako-conscious pa rin ako, nahihiya ako. Yung sa mga scenes ko before and scenes ko with Andre, para ma-build yung connection na yun. Kailangan ko ng hawak, kailangan ko ng hug, or kasi parang dun ko mas maramdaman na hindi tayo nag-act, we're the characters. So, yun. Before pa yun, natutunan ko yun nung nag-start ako na pag, alam mo yun, pag ano naman, may nag-teach sa akin si Cyril, yung kapatid ko sa series, na hinawakan niya hands ko. Tapos parang doon ko first time na feel na, okay. I mean, kung intense scenes, doon ko na first time na feel na important yun sa akin. Kasi very emotional ako and doon na-trigger. And I think we shot a parang scene din a few months ago for a teleserye. And di ako makaiyak. Sobrang hirap ako makaiyak. And nahihiya ako kasi yung mga ka-scenes ko, hindi sila alam mo yun, hindi ako pwedeng magkamali. Ganun siyang level. So, yung AD namin si Ate Kim, na love ko since 2022 siya na yung katrabaho ko. Hinawakan lang yung hands ko, tapos umiyak na ako kasi, tapos titignan niya ako sa eyes. And I think that's what worked with Andre too, na pag titignan niya, ang galing niya yung very parang empath siya eh. I think, kanina nga, sa labas kami, nakita niya ako.
Pag-uusapan ba natin?
Hindi naman. Then, nakita niya ako na, hindi ako okay. Tapos tumingin lang siya. So, alam kong nagpapaabot siya ng support na, alam mo yun. And so, ganun yung nag-work sa akin. Yun po.
And siguro last ko na follow-up through that. Ang dami kong follow-up dun sa question na yun. Pero I remember our last conversation with you, Raven. Parang you were talking about your growth as an actor, wanting to grow so much more. How did you grow naman throughout this short film or this film?
Parang dito ako na-fuel to really wanna do this for a long time, yung acting. If I'm being honest, nandun yung yearning ko na I could have done better. Lagi may ganun eh. I feel like innate na sa akin yung ganun. Na I always wanna do my best. Tapos hindi ko nagawa. Tapos magsisi ako. Tapos iisipin ko why. But hindi ko. Pero sa film na to, parang dito ko natutunan na parang it felt like my last project. And nung napanood ko na siya, yun yung pinaka na-feel ko. At least that's how yun yung parang pinaka na-feel ko na hindi ko ma-explain, na put into words na, of course, there's yung learnings and given na yun eh. But, yun, I like what I'm doing and I like this project. That's why, parang, happy ako with how everything turned out.
Yes. And we're hoping din na sana maging successful din. Especially yung release ito and yung pagpapalabas nga ng
Thank
itong ating short film na to. And siguro since ikaw, Andre, yung naging tour guide din ito eh. I mean, di ba ata spoiler? But
That's me.
since ginaid mo, I mean, nilibot mo talaga yung character din ni Raven dun sa film. And that's Escolta. It's Maynila yan. And parang I'd say na it's a third character dun sa film na kung like kayong dalawa, gumagalaw kayo sa mga eskinita, sa mga pasilyo, and sa mga buildings out there. Na parang, paano yung nakatulong? How was it like na parang, would you say that you have romanticized the settings in those spots? Parang you have romanticized Manila in the sense. And how was it like na parang, syempre yung parang maingay dyan eh. Ito pala yung Maynila, maingay, mausok. But paano nyo na-deal with yun to deliver this kind of performance and ganito immerse you sa film na very romantic talaga?
I mean, to answer your question, na-romanticize nyo ba yung Escolta and Manila? It's an easy yes. Like, ang ganda ng Escolta. And when you find out more about it, mas ma-appreciate mo siya when you look into its history, very rich history. And you put it perfectly kanina na it's a third character truly in the film, in the story. Na it's this third character that I had to build a relationship with. I mean, when I was digging deeper into Vince, really looking for his heart, and knowing what he wants, ako personally, I couldn't help but compare Vince with Escolta, with how he relates himself, his wants, his desires, his need for change, for growth. I won't say more kasi baka spoiler. Pero sobrang perfect. And sobrang yung the noise of Manila, it's not really that much of a problem because it's, hello, nasa Pilipinas naman tayo. Alam natin yung ingay at usok at gulo. Pero work approaching this story, this film, sobrang helpful nung lugar kung saan na kami mismo nando doon at gumagalaw para makabuild ng character.
Tsaka parang I'd say recall nga, I think reference ka din yung film on how Manila has been portrayed in good and bad ways. Like, nung nagsasalita ka, parang I've remembered yung Manila sa Koko na Liwanag. I mean, di ba, sa eskolta, Binondo, like walking in the streets, and somehow, yung parang image yun na yun, nandun din. Naging film critic. Pero
Yung
siguro,
pinat-miss na record yan.
oo. And since tour guide ka doon, and I know na parang in-immerse mo rin sarili mo with that place, ano yung parang mara-recommend mo na parang dapat puntahan or like, if we would visit Escolta, na parang sa tingin mong yun yung nagpa-perfectly capture nung place as it is?
Kapag nagpupunta kasi akong Escolta, at nung binabalik-balikan ko siya, I realized na there's not really one spot that I like. Pero, I recommend na suyurin nyo yung, kasi maliit na street lang naman siya eh. Maiksi lang siya na street. And I think mahahanap nyo kung ano yung magre-resonate sa inyo. Kasi pwedeng itong particular na spot na ito ay ito ang nafe-feel mo today. Tambay ako sa harap ng post office kasi medyo ganito yung feelings ko today. Or punta ako sa hub just to chill and appreciate art. Or punta ako sa yung pasikot-sikot na sa may Burke building. Kasi may karinderya din doon. So kung naghanap kang murang pagkain. Ganyan. What else? Pero sa stretch na ito, may mahanap mo kung ano bang amats ko today. Tapos
Gets.
it's very homey.
Really? Tsaka magkakatabi din yan, di ba? Escolta, Binondo, Carriedo, Quiapo, Intramuros. Like, if hindi mo nakita yung sarili mo ngayon sa Escolta, baka nasa Binondo pa lang.
Yeah. Wow, gusto ko mag-food trip ngayon.
Oo.
Diba?
Di ba? Church hopping or sa Pasig River.
Yeah.
So parang, di ba parang, ang hirap, parang siguro sa ibang tao, ang hirap i-romanticize nga ng gandong urban jungle with the rich history, of course. Pero parang, you guys made it easier to imagine it and portray it dun sa film. So, I'd appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yan. Yun na nga. Ngayon ay hindi na lamang kayo ang makakapanood ng film dahil ngayon ay mas marami ng tao makakapanood given na there's upcoming international releases as well.
Sana local din,
Yeah,
marami.
and sana local din. And now, siguro, ngayon may mga iba nang makakapanood. Anong gusto ninyong makuhang emotion, takeaway, or insights ng mga makakapanood ng film?
Well, tayo na pala natin.
Yeah, na at least we had this moment.
Ano ba insights niyo? Sir?
Ayun nga, parang you made it easier to romanticize a very dense, a very noisy, and very, dirty to be perceived city.
Dirty.
I mean,
Linen?
Hindi.
eh,
For me, hindi mahirap i-romanticize yung Escolta. Kasi yung dalawang characters, they have that connection. And, kumbaga, hindi mahirap i-romanticize yung place, yung Escolta. Kasi, it's like finding beauty amidst the chaos. Parang yung finding yung beauty sa mundane. I think very, very rich yung history ng Escolta. So, very raw, very real siya. I think ako personally kasi mas madali sa akin i-romanticize yung mga ganong places. Yung mga alam kong rich yung history and maraming tao mausok, madumi, ganun man yung perception niya. Kaysa sa mall. Or,
Walang
if that makes sense.
personality.
Parang wala kasing personality. Like, sorry, pero BGC.
gets.
It's hard to romanticize for me, BGC. It's hard to romanticize BGC. So, Makati pwede pa. Pero BGC, sorry. Sorry sa mga BGC lovers. Hindi siya
lovers.
madaling i-romanticize for me. So, ayun. Yan yung sa akin. Ano yung tanong?
Ano yung
Ano gusto
makukuha
yung
namin?
takeaway
Ah,
na
takeaway,
emotion?
takeaway. Mahirap
ng mga
i-romanticize
audience.
ang BGC.
Oo. The takeaway siguro sa film is, sana whether you're a full-time yearner or not, makapag-yearn ka at least once. Kahit di mo siya laging ginagawa or kahit pag pinanood mo na yung pelikula, you remember at least one distinct important memory and you feel something. And that's how you allow yourself to feel. Kasi parang I think vital yun. Vital yung hindi mo pwedeng laging takbuhan yung important memories. And so sana pag napanood nila yung pelikula namin, at least we had this moment, after that, they would feel the need to yearn. And to, alam mo yun, allow yourself to miss somebody, allow yourself to yearn for something na makuha mo man or sana ganun yung, ganun. It's a small emotion pero very impactful siya. for me na alam mo, at least once. Yun lang.
Go, Andre.
I think pag napanood na ng audience, I think apart from the yearning that you will feel once you experience the film, I hope it can also serve as a reminder that you are always where you need to be and trust that life is always taking you where you need to be. Yun lang I think yung masasabi ko. So, tama rin talaga yung title na at least we had this moment. Because I think where they are, Vince and Dino, they're exactly where they need to be. So whatever happens in the film happened. And sana ma-feel nyo rin yung the beautiful things that we felt when we were doing the film and when we watched it for the first time.
Hindi lahat ng timing perfect lagi. Minsan na yung moment lang talaga. Yes. Aww. So, abangan nyo naman sa mga podmates natin. So, pagkapalabas, syempre, na at least we had this moment. Well, we had the moment to watch it. And I hope you would also have the moment to watch this very, very beautiful film. Kaya naman, maraming salamat, Andre and Raven, dito sa ating mapahabang discussion ng journey and such. Pero, give na namin sa inyong airtime if may gusto man kayong i-promote and all. Your socials and the film. Go.
Thank you guys. Please support At Least We Had This Moment. We are premiering in Queer East, London this May 2025. So sa mga nakakanood po ng episode nito at sa London kayo, support kayo dyan. Hey, kayo makaka-nood ng premiere.
Yeah.
Diba?
Hi guys, I'm Raven and sana, like what Andre said, bigyan nyo ng very warm support yung pelikula namin, At Least We Had This Moment, directed by Direct Joshua De Vera. And guys, give it a chance. It's only 20 minutes. Panoorin nyo na pag meron. Pag once it's available, manood kayo, then allow yourself to yearn. You know?
Yes, and may socials or other projects pa yung gusto promote, feel free lang. Pag okay lang, okay na rin muna.
Okay na ako.
Ako may gusto ko i-promote. Pero kasi I don't know when this is... Okay. I don't know when this is coming out. Pero whatever I'm promoting, you can check it on at ANDRXMGL across all social media. So, pa-support na lang, guys. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much then
Lance and
again
Jacob.
for visiting here in the podcast. And yun, if you like this episode, feel free to share it on our social media platforms. Tag nyo kami sa GKY Pod on all social media platforms. Ikaw ba, Jacob?
It's the Charles Jacob and also
Oh.
GKY platforms wala. GKY po sa no social media platforms.
and
Tapos ako na. The Charles Jacob and no social media
And
platforms.
it's LNCRV Day on Instagram. Nag-release kami ng episode every Saturday. So don't forget to give nyo na yung 5-star rating nyo and hit nyo yung notification bell. And wag natin kakalimutan. Anong tingin mong takeaway natin?
Kung ano man ang mangyari wherever you are, kung ano mang where you are in life, when even if you're yearning for the past or yearning for the future, at least we had this moment.
Puntos ka dyan. At ito pa rin ang
Ganito Kasi Yan.
Yan.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.